Broadway Beat is the result of an after-school studio activity involving students from grades 3, 4, and 5. The show is a journey through some of Broadway's biggest musical hits. From the first musical written by the father of Broadway, George M. Cohan, to The Music Man, Crease, King and I, and most recently, Wicked. This has truly been a team effort, from the amazing teachers and teachers' assistants to the students who designed some of our dance moves, our show's t-shirt by Zainab, and our show's poster by Keshev. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some familiar show tunes. Oh, you might hear some new ones as well. We hope you enjoy the show as much as we had creating it.
Do you hear that beat? It's the sound of people entering the theater on the most famous street in the world, Broadway.
Do you hear that beat? It's the sound of dancing feet and orchestra standing up.
Do you hear that beat? It's the sound of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Andrew Lloyd Webber, Tim Rice, Stephen Sondheim, Stephen Schwartz.
It's the sound of Broadway shows such as Hairspray, Little Johnny Jones,
The Music Man, The King and I,
Wicked, Rent, and Grease.
Do you hear that beat?
It's songs that dreams are made of.
Do you hear that beat? It's the sound of Broadway.
And nobody can stop it.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still. 'Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drum, and I found my way. 'Cause you can't stop the beat. Ever since we first saw the light, so we found out we could take it on a Saturday night. So I'm gonna shake and shimmy it with all of my might today. 'Cause you can't stop the motion of the ocean, of the sun in the sky. You can wander if you wanna, but I never ask why. And if you try to hold me down, I'm gonna spit in your eye and say that you can't stop the beat. You can't stop today as it comes speeding down the track. Child, yesterday is history and it's never coming back. 'Cause tomorrow is a brand new day and you don't know white from black. 'Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drum, and I found my way. 'Cause you can't stop the beat. Ever since we first saw the light, so we found out we could shake it on a Saturday night. So I'm gonna shake and shimmy it with all of my might today. 'Cause you can't stop the motion of the ocean, of the sun in the sky. You can wander if you wanna, but I never ask why. And if you try to hold me down, I'm gonna spit in your eye and say that you can't stop the beat. 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 You can't stop the beat.
You Can't Stop the Beat on Broadway. The song You Can't Stop the Beat comes from a very popular Broadway musical, Hairspray.
Hairspray is set in the United States in the 1960s and deals with issues of that time, such as being treated differently because of the color of your skin or the way you look.
Broadway has always been a place for audiences
to escape for a few hours and for musical writers to talk about issues of the day or issues from the past.
When a show does well on Broadway, they win an award called a Tony.
Boney?
No, a Tony. A Tony Award is the highest award you can get for recognition for the best story, best actors, best music, or best costumes, etc.
Hairspray won 8 out of 13 Tony Awards back in 2003.
Wow, that's cool.
Speaking of Broadway and the past, do you know who's considered the father of American musical comedy?
Why, sure. That man was George M. Cohan.
That's right. Do you know what the M stands for?
Maestro?
Nope.
Mario?
Wrong again.
Marcello.
Good guesses, but not even close. George M. Cohan was a playwright, entertainer, lyricist, actor, singer, dancer, and producer.
Marcus.
His first big hit was Little Johnny Jones, the story about an American jockey who went to England to ride his horse, Yankee Doodle, in the horse race.
Macaroni, of course, like in the song. Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni.
Exactly. So now we pay tribute to George Michael Cohan.
Michael, I knew that. I totally knew that.
In 1957, a new show hit the Broadway stage. The show was written by Meredith Willson and was about a con man named Harold Hill, who pretends to be a band director.
Harold Hill, with his sidekick Tommy Tucker, tries to con the people of River City to buy expensive band uniforms and instruments.
The show was a huge hit. It won 5 Tony Awards. Do you hear that beat?
It's the sound of marching feet and 76 trombones.
It's the sound of the Music Man.
May I have your attention, please? Attention, please. Please observe me. If you will, I'm Professor Harold Hill. This is my good colleague, Tommy Tucker. I'm here to organize a River City grand band.
Oh, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I said a grand band. Do you hear me? I say River City's gotta have a grand band. And I mean she needs one today.
Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand, and River City's gonna have her grand band, just as sure as the Lord made little green apples. And that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred, and you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals, and you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums, and the shimmer of trumpets. Dun dun dun! 76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They're followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones led the morning sun, with 110 cornets blazing high. With more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds,
have seen the stage version or have seen the movie version of The Sound of Music.
Two of the greatest writers on Broadway ever were Rodgers and Hammerstein. They were responsible for writing The Sound of Music, which won 5 Tony Awards.
They also wrote classics such as Oklahoma, South Pacific, Carousel, and of course, The Sound of Music.
In 1951, Rodgers and Hammerstein wrote a musical loosely based on the true story of an English woman, Anna, who went to Siam, which we now call Thailand.
Anna went to Siam with her son Louis to tutor the children of the king of Siam.
The show was called The King and I, and one of the most popular songs in it was I Whistle a Happy Tune.
Mother, sometimes the people of Siam frighten me. They're so strange compared to you and me.
No, Louis, not strange, just different.
Well, Father would not want us to be afraid of them.
No, that's right, your father wouldn't want us to be afraid.
So what do you do when you're afraid?
Why, I whistle.
Ah, so that's why you whistle so much.
Yes, Louis, I whistle.
Shivering in my shoes, I strike a careless pose and whistle a happy tune, so no one ever knows I'm afraid. The result of this deception is very strange to tell, for when I fool the people I fear, I fool myself as well. I whistle a happy tune, and every single happiness in the tune convinces me that I'm not afraid. The result of this deception is very strange to tell, for when I fool the people I fear, I fool myself as well. I fool myself as well. I whistle a happy tune, and every single time the happiness in the tune convinces me that I'm not afraid. Make believe you're brave, and the trick will take you far. You may be as brave as you make believe you are.
Wicked, the untold story of Witches of Oz, is a musical written by Stephen Schwartz and book written by Winnie Holzman. The musical Wicked tells the story of two unlikely friends, Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, and Glinda, the Good Witch.
Both Elphaba and Glinda have different points of view. They fight over the same love interest, react to the wizard's corrupt government, and in the end, Elphaba's fall from grace.
Stephen Schwartz's success began long before Wicked's Broadway premiere in 2003. He also wrote Godspell shortly after graduating from the college at the age of 23. Godspell premiered on Broadway in 1971.
You know, seeing a Broadway show, singing a Broadway song, or even performing in a Broadway show can change you.
For the better?
Maybe.
For worse?
Perhaps.
Forever?
Well, maybe not forever, but certainly for good.
Join us now as Glinda, the Good Witch, and Elphaba, the Witch of the West, disagree as Glinda tries to right a wrong for her friend Elphaba.
You must leave.
No, Alfie, I'll tell them everything.
They'll only turn against you.
I don't care.
Well, I do. Promise me. Promise me you won't clear my name. Promise.
All right, I promise, but I don't understand.
I'm limited. Just look at me. I'm limited, and just look at you. You could do all I couldn't do, Glinda. Here, go on, take this.
Elfie, you know I can't read that. Elfie.
Well, then you'll have to learn. Now it's up to you. For both of us. Now it's up to you. You're the only friend I've ever had.
And I've had so many friends, but only one that mattered.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the woods. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I'm glad I knew you. I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made from what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind of the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. Because I knew you, I've been changed for good.
In 1996, the rock musical Rent hit Broadway.
Rent tells the story of a group of young artists struggling to survive and create a life in New York City's East Village.
The show went on to win 4 Tony Awards
and stayed on Broadway for 12 years. Later, the show was made into a movie.
The Broadway beat is the rhythm of life that can take us on fantastic adventures, exploring feelings that sometimes only music can capture.
Like a Legion of Honor,
like a Belly of Love,
a Band of Courage,
or Seasons of Love.
Do you
Since the first Broadway shows opened in the 1800s, the Broadway beat has been pounding steadily.
And the beat doesn't seem to be slowing down.
It takes a lot of effort to put on a Broadway show. The most successful sort are the shows where all the pieces come perfectly together. Like singers singing,
Dancers dancing,
actors acting,
audiences clapping. I said audiences clapping.
And Ham's hamming it up. It all comes together on Broadway, where every day and every night, the beat goes on.
On behalf of the teachers of Rydell High, we wish all of our seniors the very best as you go out into the big wide world. Some of you are off to college, and some of you are off to find employment.
Thank you, Principal Mickey.
So here we are at the end of our time here at high school. Sandy, you're not still mad at me, are you?
No, everything's fine between us, Daddy. It's so sad that we're going to go our separate ways. Nah, we'll stay in touch, won't we?
Sure we will. Come on, Franny, you're not gonna cry. Are you?
No, I'm not gonna. Everything's gonna be okay.
Nothing's gonna get in our way.
We can't get in life without each other.
Yeah.
We go together.
Yeah! Like a whoop and a luma.
A whoop and boom.
End of a show, beginning of maybe an interest, beginning of maybe a passion for some of these kids as well. We really hope you've enjoyed this afternoon. If I handed any of you 50 children and said, make a show, many of you would run a long, long way. The people who are coming up here in a moment, the adults, have worked incredibly hard to make this such a success for your children. If the adults involved in this afternoon's production could come forward and accept a bouquet from one of our children in the production, that would be fantastic. Thank you. The adults, can you please come forward? I think we can keep clapping for just a few moments.